When you see this symbol, it's time for a peach pause. Pause the video and follow the directions on the screen. What do you know about Theodore Roosevelt? Let's take a close look at his picture. What do you see? What do you think? What do you wonder? Take a look at this timeline. Is there anyone that you recognize? We are going to be learning about Theodore Roosevelt. Do you see him on the timeline? He lived around 160 years ago. People still remember him today. As you listen to his story, think about the choices he made. Why are his choices important to us today? Theodore Roosevelt was born in the state of New York. He lived from 1858 to 1919. Theodore grew up in New York with his sisters and brothers. His family called him Teddy. When he was young, Teddy did not learn in a school building. He was very sick as a child and was taught by his parents and tutors at home. Sometimes, his parents took him outside for fresh air to help him breathe. They let him choose what he wanted to learn about. He loved to read books and learn about the outdoors. Theodore Roosevelt spent a lot of time outside and became very interested in animals. He and his two cousins created their own natural history museum. Young Theodore Roosevelt was also interested in insects. When he was only 9 years old, he started writing about animals and insects. The first thing he studied and wrote about was the history of insects. His father knew Teddy was very smart and wanted him to work on getting his body stronger. Teddy had a breathing problem that we call asthma. Asthma can make people cough or have trouble breathing. During the time he lived, people did not have all of the medicine and treatments that we do today. He saw many doctors, but they couldn't do anything to help him. After a hiking trip, Teddy and his family realized his breathing problems were better when he exercised. He listened to his dad and began exercising every day. He learned boxing, gymnastics, and weightlifting. How is your life like Theodore Roosevelt's? How is it different? Think about what you like to do. Think about what you like to learn about. Think about how you exercise. Think about how you learn. How is your life like his? How is it different? When he was older, Theodore Roosevelt attended college in Massachusetts, where he learned about history and government. His father taught him about how important it was to respect and protect all of the people in his community. When he finished school, he chose many jobs to help make the community better for everyone. He was elected to represent the people in New York. In that job, he worked to create laws that protected the people in his community. Roosevelt loved the outdoors. He left New York for a few years and moved to a ranch in North Dakota. Ranches have lots of land. They are large farms for raising cows, horses, sheep, or other animals. He spent lots of time on the land. He hunted, took care of the cows, and worked as a sheriff. He loved nature very much and was committed to protect the land and the animals that lived there. Roosevelt returned to New York with his family. He worked to help the police department and the Navy. He worked hard to make sure that his community was safe and that everyone was treated fairly and followed the laws. During this time, he wrote books about history and government and played with his 6 children. He was proud of his commitment to protect his community. He was elected governor of New York and was even elected as vice president of the United States. Later, he became the 26th president of the United States. He was only 42 years old, making him the youngest man to become president. Theodore Roosevelt's love of animals and the outdoors continued as an adult, and his biggest contributions were in protecting the environment. He wanted to protect the things found in nature: water, soil, minerals, wildlife, forests, and plants. He realized bad things could happen if people didn't respect the environment. President Roosevelt read articles and books about respecting the environment by John Muir. Muir guided President Roosevelt on a wilderness trip. He showed him how important it was to protect some areas and to keep people from building on them or harming the plants and animals that lived there. They agreed it was important to have places that protected the environment from construction, pollution, hunting, and cutting down trees. What do you think happens if people don't respect the environment? If people don't protect the plants and animals in an area, they can become endangered or even extinct. Endangered means something is in danger of disappearing forever. Extinct means that a plant or animal has died out completely. Theodore Roosevelt respected the environment. He set aside land to create national parks that protect plants and animals. He set aside 230 million acres of land for national parks and monuments. That is an area bigger than the state of Texas. National parks are areas of land that are recognized and protected by the government. What do you think of when you hear about parks? Did you think of this kind of park? National parks are different. Parks are often made to protect the animals and plants that live in an area. They also protect the forests and the land. Sometimes, parks protect places that help us honor important people or events. What national parks have you heard of or visited? What were they protecting or honoring? Did you know that there's a toy named after President Roosevelt that honors his respect for the environment? Can you think of which toy it is? Here's a hint. Theodore Roosevelt's nickname was Teddy. Do you have a guess? Did you guess this? The teddy bear was named after Theodore Roosevelt. One time, when he was on a hunting trip with friends, a bear was caught in a trap. President Roosevelt didn't think it was fair to shoot a bear that was trapped. An artist heard the story and made a cartoon about the story. The title of the cartoon was Teddy's Bear. A candy shop owner saw the cartoon and asked Roosevelt if they could make a stuffed bear and call the bears Teddy's Bear. People now have shortened the name and call most stuffed bears teddy bears. Protecting plants, animals, and the land was very important for Theodore Roosevelt. How can you protect plants, animals, and the land? Theodore Roosevelt showed commitment to his community by making sure everyone followed the laws and were treated fairly. How can you show commitment to your community? Theodore Roosevelt died in 1919, but we still remember his work today. Talk to someone beside you about what you notice on the timeline. Teddy bears are not the only way we remember Theodore Roosevelt. There are towns named after him. There are lakes, a dam, parks, roads, bridges, schools, and sculptures to honor him. There's even a carving of his face on Mount Rushmore. We can also continue to honor him with our actions. Theodore Roosevelt did many things to help make our country a better place to live. Why do you think we should remember Theodore Roosevelt?